Thank you.
Good morning. It's a Saturday coffee chat. We had our little chat before, and we're going to dive right into today's topic, which is just some tips on creating a healthy pantry. And this presentation was put together by Dab, but last minute she couldn't be here. But thankfully, she's an organized person and sent me her presentation last night. So before I get into that, and I don't want to forget, Cookies and Creamy comes out on Tuesday. So excited. So I will throw up another reminder in, well, there is going to be a reminder Monday night. So that will be available. And I think that's about it for announcements. We are still doing the Ultimate Reset, which is a 21-day full-on cleanse. If you are interested in joining, you can just go to ultimatereset.com and there'll be information there. There's also information in your Beachbody On Demand. If you go to the Nutrition Center, it's one of the tiles there. So it gives you a description of what it's all about. It is a bit of cooking. It is making meals really from scratch, and some really great recipes. You feel amazing at the end of the 3 weeks, and it's only 3 weeks. That's what I had to keep telling myself when I was doing that. I'm like, when my mom was still alive the last time I did it, and I was like, I'm in the kitchen again. And she was just laughing at me because it does involve quite a bit of prep and cooking. But not to scare you off, it is an amazing cleanse. Okay, so enough of that. Let's talk about pantry, and I'm going to share my screen. Pull up Deb's wonderful presentation. So, healthy, clean pantry. We'll just get into it. And I looked through this, and so I'm just going to kind of wing it. She may have had more in-depth information for you, but this gives a lot of great tips. So the first thing is just looking at cleaning and organizing your pantry. So when you open up your pantry, or like mine is really it's a corner cupboard. Is it streamlined and tidy, or more cluttered and chaotic? Because the state of your pantry will impact the state of your mind. So like the same with your refrigerator. If you open it up and it's just a mess, and that just totally puts up the block on, like, especially if you're like me and you don't love cooking, it's like, yeah, now I gotta find everything's a mess, and it just kind of takes my mind into a little bit of a spiral. So getting better organized and cleaning up your pantry and your cupboards and organizing them will help you be calmer in other parts of your life. Talk with your family. So especially if you don't have family members on board with your healthy eating, or if they have their things that they are just not going to give up, we want to try and just talk with them about, okay, I'm going to organize the pantry, and you're going to have this part of the shelf where you can put all your goodies, sort of making it so it's more out of sight, out of mind for you. But also just having for ease of accessibility for all the family members. And then remember, every household functions a bit differently, so your hierarchy may be different, and you just got to figure out what's going to be best for you. So Deb kind of listed here an example. So the very top shelf, you could put things that you're storing that you don't use very often. Baking and least used items, and this is really if we're talking about, a walk-in pantry or something bigger. Your baking and your least used items, you may even put in there some of your appliances, like your mixer and things like that you only use when you're breaking out the baking stuff. Your everyday cooking items. So, your rice and your some of the canned goods that you use. If you have breads that you have out, things like that. Maple syrup, your honey. Then fitness nutrition items. And this would be things like, having, like I have our little cupboard that's all for Shakeology. It's for the Recover. We have our beach bars in a bowl set out. So it's like a candy bowl, but it's not. And excuse me, or other things that that you consider, part of your everyday fitness supplementation. And then various snacks and overflow items down at the bottom for your kids, if you have them. Otherwise, put these somewhere out of sight. And then research healthy stores. And so purging highly, look at your pantry, and if you need, when you're organizing, just look at the expiration date, look at the label, and purge any highly processed foods. Now, I did a post yesterday, the difference between junk food and processed food. And processed food isn't always bad. So it's kind of a vague term. There's highly processed food that has, lots of added sugar. It has lots of ingredients that aren't food, things that are used to preserve it, to make it taste better. It has lots of additives or dyes and things like that. It's just, those things that are just really not food. So, and the other thing is, like junk food. Junk is just junk. We know it's junk. We still love some of that junk and enjoy it, but keep it at a minimum. and those things I can't keep in the house, because my mind, when I go into the kitchen, when I open the cupboard, I see it. And my brain knows it's good. My brain wants it. Like, why aren't we having that? So purge those highly processed foods and anything that's expired. Same within your fridge. Remember, we are creating a healthy pantry full of delicious foods. This is going to help you make your prepping more efficient. And you'll know you have certain things on hand. I like to look in the pantry and the cupboard when I'm doing my grocery list after I've created my meal plan, because there's things I may have already. So it's always a good time to do a quick on the spot purge. And just start small. Decanting. Does anyone decant in here? Which is actually, it means just taking things out of their original packaging and putting it in, a different container, like a glass Tupperware, mason jars, like the Shakeology container that I have. That's just decanting. I like doing it because I have just a corner cupboard, a smaller pantry. And so I can't fit everything in there. So I've taken things and put them in some fun mason jars. And I have a shelf with like some flowers, almond, things that are like, that I don't get big bulk, almond flour, coconut flour, some xanthan gum, some things that I've gotten for recipes. And I just keep them on the shelf, or my nuts and my seeds. I keep it in mason jars on the counter. So pick an airtight, clean, stackable container. That's really easy to see what you have on hand. It's also going to help keep it fresh. So things like flour, sugar, pasta, coffee, cereal, it'll keep it fresher, putting it in something that has an airtight, that is airtight. Okay, stock up on staple ingredients. So buy in bulk when you can. This saves on packaging waste. I love that she put that in there, because we want to be mindful of our world, of our environment, and offers a better glimpse of what foods you have and how much. This makes food shopping less frequent and a lot cheaper too. And we actually have some of these bulk bins now back with stuff in them, because through the pandemic, these were all emptied out. So you can find those again. And it's interesting when you look through this, you might find something new. It's like, oh, you can try something new. So I like checking them out. And then the food staples, Autumn has a list. It's in the monthly fix. We can send this out to you. But it just gives you a list of things to have on hand that you're going to find in a lot of healthy ingredients that we share, or that you're going to find like on the Beachbody blog. Adapt to your space. So if you keep a system, it doesn't matter if you have a walk-in pantry or just a few shelves to work with. Deb was going to show us what she does in her travel trailer. And she does some decanting, because she can take it from her kitchen and easily grab those decanted items and put them into the travel trailer. And it does it in a way that's really neat and organized. So, and then just a tip to keep food by portion size. So like if you have some ground flaxseed and you don't use a lot of ground flaxseed, maybe you want just a smaller container so that you use it up, while it's fresh. And so just think of that too. And then, maybe twice a year doing a spring cleaning and, fall, you want to look at your pantry and make sure things are still fresh and like toss, that's when you might do a purge again. Sometimes you have visitors. This is one of Deb's things. She has visitors that come and they bring food, that she doesn't usually eat or, but she doesn't like to throw things away. So she has an area where she's kind of keep this stuff, some other visitors may want it, but then at some point she's probably going to purge those. And taking time to organize your pantry and your cupboard spaces now will have long-term benefits. Most importantly, it inspires a more positive state of mind. So get into the habit. This is part of that kind of too, that zest for life kind of theme that we've had with our squeeze a day. And I've been doing some purging just around the house. So this could be, you might just pick your pantry and do that this weekend or next week. I'm getting rid of, we got cupboards that are cluttered with, coffee cups we've gathered or these odd one-off cups and glasses. And meanwhile, things are falling out of the cupboard because we only use those things in the front, right? So really does help me. I open that cupboard now that I've cleaned out and it's much more organized and there's space and that just makes me feel better. Same thing will happen when you do your pantry and your fridge. So definitely will let Deb know her presentation was awesome. Does anybody have any questions on that or any tips that you have about your pantry that you wanted to share?
I would like to share that the pine nuts and flaxseed, hemp hearts, even some nuts, especially if they're raw, should be refrigerated and they're airtight and they will keep longer. If you keep them in your pantry, they would have a tendency to spoil.
Thank you for that.
After a period of time. So
I will send out that staples list, and also I have a sheet about storing fruits and veggies, but I'll add in one for nuts and seeds too, because I didn't know that. I learn as I go here.
I like some things that you can't, I use mason jars too, and some things that you can't identify that look similar. I use blue tape on them to label them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I use blue tape to magic marker on. That's what I use for labeling. It's inexpensive.
You have it on hand, and it works and it's easy to come off, right? So if you have to check it out, or wash. Yeah, that's a good idea. I bought my son one of those Dymo labelers for Christmas. He wanted one. I don't know why. So I sneak in and use that every now and then. But
so we're in construction, so we have a lot of blue tape.
Yeah.
So, but labels don't come off easy. I get really irritated with packaging. So blue tape is pretty easy to switch.
Yeah, I like that. Being able to switch it out and take it off when you wash your container and then relabel it. Yep. Great tip. This isn't pantry, but it's kitchen. Okay, so I know we may not all eat kale or love it or even like it or tolerate it, but we put it on our pizza every Friday. So I always have some. If you strip it off the center, whatever stalk, after you've washed it and you put it in a Tupperware, and just put some paper towel in there, that kale will last weeks. If you leave it in the bag, it just goes wilty. So tip there. Same with your spinach, putting a paper towel in the container just absorbs the moisture so it doesn't go wilty as fast. And then when it starts to go wilty, throw it in a baggie and put it in your freezer, then throw it in your smoothie. Yep. Okay. Well, that's it. That's what we had. Now in the newsletter I sent Friday, I had a question for you guys, and think about it. I think I'll put a little thing in a post in the group. You know, what are some other topics that you would like us to share on? We'd love to research, both Deb and I, and learn and find out answers. We both geek out on that. So what are some things that you want to have as topics for coffee chat? Because we want to make sure that these are valuable to you. We come up with things that we think are, but you know, we want to make sure that we're serving you guys and not just us. So anytime you ever think of something, you can message me, message Deb. That'll be helpful. Also, the compound effect. So I was talking with two of you yesterday. So in not yesterday's newsletter, but the Friday, the one before the email that I sent out, there was a link for the compound effect that you could get the book for free. You just had to pay shipping. So this is the book we're reading in July. You can see it's one of my favorites, like tagged and highlighted and clipped and all the stuff. By Darren Hardy. Got lots of notes. It's a great book, and it's really going to go in line with doing our one thing that we're going to make more of our focus in July as a way to build on our already healthy lifestyle. So if you want to get that book and read it along with us, you can get the link. If you can't find that email or whatever, just let me know and I'll send it out again.
I ordered mine last night.
Awesome. So you were able to get it with just the shipping? Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you too? Yeah. Awesome. You're gonna love it. Okay, I think that is it. Let's go out and enjoy the day. Thank you, ladies, for being on the call. Let me take a quick boomerang.
And I wanted to thank you, Karen, also for the spirit junkie thing. And I got my, where did I go here?
Hold
And
it
now I
closer.
lost it.
You got to bring it in front of you.
There we go. There I am.
Awesome. Self-worth. That's a
Thank you. I loved when I just opened the box, the I am not afraid.
nice. I'm gonna have to get me those. I was thinking that.
I am not afraid to shine. So thank you, Karen. I was glad
Sheila,
to get.
I love your background.
Oh, my puppy.
Yes.
Yeah, I lost him.
Oh.
All right, let's all say good morning. Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the group.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.